pay-per-view. In the co-main event, Zhang Weili grabs her title back, her women's strawweight title back, this time from Carla Esparza, defeating Esparza by rear naked choke at the 105 mark of round number 2. An overall very impressive, very dominant performance by Weili. Omar, let me start with you this time. What was your impression of Weili getting it done, getting it back, getting the gold back around her waist? What are your thoughts?
Not surprised at all. Esparza should be given her credit, though. She made the first round competitive. A lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. The second round came out, though, and Weili looked like she had just turned on a switch. And eventually got her into essentially like a back-mounted crucifix. And from there, kind of snuck in a modified guillotine.
Yeah.
A very weird position, but only one that I think works if you have that brute strength that Weili has. And she does. And she did. And it worked. And it was terrifying.
Yeah, man. It's amazing. Mark, when you get done coughing, you tell us your thoughts on Weili.
Sorry. Yeah, she's pretty good. That one went how we imagined it would, I think. She is too damn good and just not a good matchup for Carla Esparza. The physicality and the athleticism that Weili brings in there just kind of made her an impossible puzzle for Carla to solve. And it certainly played out that way. Weili was in control nearly start to finish. I mean, Carla did have a couple nice like scramble moments, but nothing that she could sustain or actually keep control. And Weili puts her out with a choke that you don't see every day, just, again, relying on sheer power. So she is a scary prospect right now for any of these women to have to face, and she becomes the 2-time champ.
You know, I feel like Esparza deserves some props. I mean, she tried to hold her own, man, and for a girl who has never been known for her stand-up skills, I thought she actually held her own more than a lot of people are making it seem like. So props to her, man. She'll be back. She's going to win again very soon.
It's a weird one. She kind of like held her own while getting dusted at the same time.
First, like I said, the first round was competitive, but something about that second round made me feel like almost Weili wasn't, I don't want to say wasn't trying in the first round, but was almost like taking the first round off to sort of gauge and manage what was going on and what she needs to turn up, when she needs to turn up. But the second round, she came out guns blazing, and it really showed a difference in the power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So what's next? Let's start with Esparza, and then we'll talk about Weili. Let's talk about Esparza, where she goes from here in the women's strawweight division. Mark, you got a name for us?
So I think that there are kind of three. It's weird to not start with the title fight because I kind of have to. Can I start there?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think you pull the trigger on Weili versus Amanda Lemos. I think you don't want to go back to Rose right away. She's already fought Weili twice. She's coming off the loss. I think you let her have a fight. You let this title reign possibly breathe a little bit before maybe you do end up doing a third fight with Rose. And I think Amanda Lemos is a perfect opponent right there. Similar powerhouse to Weili. I think that's a perfect fight to make right now. So the reason I had to say that first is because if you take her out of the picture, I think you're kind of left with three girls in Rose, Carla, and Marina Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. And I think two of them should be fighting each other. And honestly, I don't think we're going to match Rose and Carla up again this quick. So it's kind of like one of them should fight Marina Rodriguez. So whichever one that is, and I know it's a rematch for Carla, but that was a very close fight. So I don't hate it if they went that route again between Carla and Marina. So I think one of them goes with Marina, and whoever doesn't out of Carla and Rose maybe has to fight Zhang Anyan, considering she got that big win over Dern. She's kind of nipping at the heels too. So that's kind of how I would shake out the top of that division.
Okay. Omar, any other thoughts or ideas for either of these two strawweights? Or where they go from
No, I mean, realistically, strawweight right now, the women's strawweight division is pretty pretty jammed up. There's not a lot of movement or options you really have at the top of this division. So everything Mark said, I pretty much second because that's pretty much how it has to go. I think at this point.
Yeah, man. Yeah.